name is Minerva Chávez. I am an associate professor in the Department of Secondary Education, and I am currently the director for the Office of First Year Experience. Today's objectives will be for all of us really to gain a better and a general and a better understanding of the role of dashboards in our daily use as faculty, and also to reflect upon the unique opportunities and also some challenges that may come up with having such a dashboard in our purview. And then we're going to come away defining at least one way that the dashboard can inform how we practice and our pedagogy. What is a dashboard? And when I think of a dashboard, I think of an airplane, the cockpit where the pilots are, and there are massive amounts of gadgets, numbers, data right in front of you. And when you look at a dashboard, it might seem overwhelming if we don't know what we're looking for. But essentially, a dashboard comes down to being a tool that allows you to view data in one specific place. It just holds data. That's really it. Here's what dashboards don't do. Dashboards are not meant to solve problems. They're meant to identify things that might come up, challenges, opportunities, good news, bad news, but they do not solve problems in and of themselves. How have they traditionally been used in higher education? Well, in my own transition, I am still a faculty member in College of Ed, and then I was transitioned into a director role for academic programs. When I was in the College of Ed, there really was no talk about dashboards. But when I transitioned into academic programs or academic affairs and have some staff that are also part of the student affairs, I realized that student affair professionals are proficient in data usage. They can have a student in front of them with a click of some buttons, be able to provide an array of information that is very specific to the student. And student affairs professionals then in turn are able to continue to guide the student through a trajectory in their educational time frame that they are at CSUF in order to make sure that they are on the right path towards graduation. How might that kind of understanding in a student affairs role transition to academic programs, to faculty specifically? So when we have a dashboard from a faculty lens, when we have a dashboard in front of us, what information might we be looking for? And essentially, the heavy users of dashboards in my experiences have been university administrators and definitely assessment professionals who look to explore the data and then disseminate the results so that by the time it gets funneled down to faculty, we get facts about what the data shows, but we're not actually involved with the data and don't manipulate it in that way. But we have an opportunity to do that now. So I created this quick little graph of what dashboards do well and what dashboards can't do. So dashboards do well. They update results in real time. They are user-friendly platforms that allow us to really explore the data that is captured in it. And they refine data. They provide us with simple and clear takeaways that will help to inform the problems or the opportunities that we are looking to address. So what dashboards can't do, as faculty members, they cannot design your research question or questions. They cannot tell you what data to act on. And the data itself, remember, is not set up to solve problems. We actually need the human capacity for that, the human brain, to help us understand what the information in those dashboards contain. And we have an opportunity to use a faculty dashboard that was created specifically for the CSUF faculty. And that's what we call the Faculty Success Dashboard. Faculty Student Success Dashboard, FSSD. And the Faculty Student Success Dashboard will provide you with data that is across a variety of demographic and performance indicators for the students that are enrolled specifically in your classroom. In the dashboard, faculty will be able to access their individual student data for their course, but also create reports that allow faculty to view the performance and the progress. And it is across multiple semesters. So you have current student data and you have previous student data. Why faculty dashboard use? Why are we trying to get you to understand, first of all, to know that there's a dashboard, and then to understand opportunities and how to use it? We know that they can contribute to student success. We know that they can capture student data points on the courses that faculty have taught and are currently teaching. We know there are opportunities to obtain improvements in our pedagogy. They provide you, faculty, with the data that could be used towards your research, whether it's for the present moment or for studies that take about more than a semester, more than years. And the dashboard data is current. It's information and it refreshes nightly. I wanted to reiterate that the faculty dashboard is an opportunity for CSU for faculty to use in the CSU system. CSU SLO, or Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, created an infographic as an opportunity for their faculty to know what they can find in these dashboards. And one of the things that CSU faculty were asked to integrate were asked to consider were increasing our graduation rates and eliminating the equity gap, so that this kind of data is so important for faculty. It isn't just anymore for retention specialists or for administrators looking to talk about how much we've eliminated the equity gap, but as faculty members, we have to understand the equity gaps within our own departments and then on a larger scale within our colleges, so that we can continue to inform our divisions about how faculty are taking responsibility to also eliminate that equity gap. As faculty, we're also directly connected to students' academic success. We have to contextualize data about our students, and we have to identify the opportunities to adjust our pedagogy. It is no longer, I don't think it's ever really been okay to say, oh, well, that student's just not doing well, and I didn't really find that out until mid-semester to the end. You can already get a snapshot of the students, as many of you said, who are struggling. But I also want you to take the shift away from the struggling student and try to understand the shift in perspectives of our student body to have us provide a clearer direction of how we are impacting students' ability to be successful in each of our classes by the content that we provide or by the opportunities to scaffold. So that particularly if you're finding that perhaps it's the first generation students that are struggling in your class, how might we adopt our curriculum or adapt our curriculum in order to speak to them, scaffold them towards academic success? And dashboards can provide us with those kind of snapshots. And so coming back to the infographic that Cal Poly SLO created was specifically for their electrical engineering department. And what they did is they created this really cool graphic with 5 questions on it. For instance, which electrical engineering courses have the largest GPA gaps between first-gen students and their peers? And then they made it really easy for faculty to say, oh, I've been wondering that question. Let me find out the answer. By immediately clicking on it, they're able to get that snapshot of their courses for electrical engineering. Or how many majors come from historically underserved populations? Or how many students enroll in postgrad programs? Their fourth question is, how many electrical engineering majors take 30 units within their first year? Or how do graduation rates for these specific majors compare with other majors? And what they've found when they used the infographic was that they had faculty who were highly engaged, who clicked through the dashboard, and then after the clicking of that dashboard, the results showed that they came back on at least 3 separate occasions within that 2-week period, having the dean conclude, by better understanding the particular points at which our students struggle, we can better target our efforts to improve graduation rates. Okay, again, we're talking about the lens. Right before I release you to explore the dashboard, these questions are a bit on the popular side that you might consider if you still need additional questions or if you still can't think of your lens. How does the demographic makeup of my class impact grades? How does a student having a declared major in my content area impact how they perform in my course? How many first-gen students are taking my class? Now we can get into the parts of the dashboard. So instead of saying, here's the entire dashboard, I want you to focus on these 7 tabs that are part of the dashboard for faculty use. The 7 tabs: my overview, my courses, my students, my current students, my opportunity gap, my graded class list, and data definitions. The data is shown depending on the term in the class that you are clicking on, and it can be exported if you need to use it in other areas. Now, take a look at this. Here are the tabs that I was just talking to you about. When you get to my graded class list, you will be able to see the grade distribution reports. You remember those reports that used to get in your box, and then you had to make sure that you held them tight because you needed them for your file, and you're scrambling all over your paperwork to find out where they are? Well, they're digital now. They're already in the tab called My Graded Class List. And here's another cool thing. On this same tab, you have direct access to SOQ reports. You will see the hyperlink on your SOQs. And instead of going through someone else's dashboard to tell you what's in it, I want you to explore it based on the lens that you are taking. How do you get to that dashboard? Do you guys know how to get to the faculty center? We probably use that a lot as faculty. It is right above it, FSSD, Faculty Dashboard. You can get to the campus portal, and in the faculty self-serve block, it's right in here. But I wish everyone a great fall 2020. It is filled with opportunities for us to teach differently and also teach successfully.